Last year, I watered my garden pretty much entirely from the 20 Ollas that I built, and I made a video about that, and it was really fun to share that with all of you. This year, I wanted to give you some updates, including better cork solutions, what I learned from the tests of overwintering Ollas, leaving them in the ground over the winter. And then at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you kind of a rapid list of little things that I've learned that really maximize the benefit of Ollas. So stay there to check that out at the end. One of the commenters on my last Olla video gave me some really good feedback, which was that these rubber plugs that I was using are not food safe. So I did a bunch of research and I learned that the chance of them becoming harmful is very small. So if you are using these, you should be okay. But it became a really good opportunity for me to ask some questions about why I was using rubber in the first place. And instead, I switched over to cork. Cork is a completely sustainable product, meaning that when you harvest from a tree, you can keep harvesting. So it doesn't actually harm the tree. So it's a really cool product. It's lightweight, it's reusable, it's elastic, so just like rubber, it will fit into the hole of the Olla. And it does, it fits perfectly in there and creates a nice tight seal, just like it did with the rubber. I did have trouble finding sizes, so it looks like size 11 or size 12 corks are equivalent to close to size 5 rubber stoppers. So in the description below, I'll share the ones that I used, but a lot of them were coming and they were super ultra small kind of craft ones. So these are the size that you're looking for. Alternatively, I know some people in the comments of my last Olla video were using wine stoppers, so if you save those from your bottles, if you find the right size, there's a good chance you can reuse those, which is even more sustainable and awesome. So good time to make a switch if you're interested in doing so, just to be a little more sustainable. The first thing that I did with these Ollas that I left in the ground was I went and looked for any visible signs of damage. So I went all the way around them, on the bottom and inside, and I looked, and there was no noticeable sign. They're still fully intact. There was some surface cracking that was exactly the same on the Ollas I left in the ground and the ones I took out. So I don't think that was caused by leaving them in. So they passed the first test. While I was setting up for the second test, I was putting the cork in the bottom of this one, and just the force of me holding the edge to put the cork in did break that. So they're definitely noticeably less durable, but I don't think that's gonna affect the rate at which water comes out. So that's the next test. For this test, I filled them both with water and waited to see which one shed water faster, which was definitely the one that was overwintered on the left. But I did decide to leave it for a couple of days to see if it did lose water at a dramatically higher rate. Update on these, it has been 4 days. They're about half full, and they're both pretty close to each other. The one that was overwintered is definitely a little lower, maybe a 1/4 inch, but not dramatic. So they didn't lose water at a more aggressive rate. So that's good to know. Knowing what I know now, I think that you could definitely overwinter them. I worry that they might break down and degrade quickly, so you might only get 2, 3, 4 years out of them. You're definitely gonna wanna drain them if you do overwinter them. But they don't seem to be degrading super rapidly. I'm probably gonna pull mine out because it's minimal work for me, and I think it's gonna lead to longer longevity. So hopefully that's helpful. Finally, I've got some fast kind of tips that are gonna help you with water retention and are gonna increase the benefit of your Ollas. So if you do these in conjunction with Ollas, you're gonna get a lot better outcome. The first is mulch. If you can, bring in a mulch, or if you have a mulch from your property, I use the oak leaves that fall, I grind them up. We have a leaf mulcher, but you can also just use a lawnmower to chop them up and make them small. And then I save those in bags over the winter, and then I put those around my plants. That mulch layer is gonna stop water from evaporating, and the Olla is gonna last a lot longer. It's gonna benefit the plants a lot more, and it's gonna break down, feed the soil, a win all the way around. One thing to be aware of is that when you mulch, you're gonna wanna leave a little space around each plant at the base. You don't want the mulch to be sitting right up against the stem, because that can encourage rot and damage for the plant. So just leave a little well around your plants when you mulch. The next thing you can think is to plant relatively densely. Same thing as the mulch, the more densely you plant, the less the sun is hitting the surface of, in this case, the mulch or the soil, and the less evaporation you're gonna have. You may have to fill your Ollas up a little bit more frequently if you're planting more densely, but you're also gonna get a lot more of a harvest, which is exciting. And the final thing, which is kind of a teaser for my next video, is use rainwater. There's many reasons for this, but it's super sustainable, it's easy, the plants actually benefit from the chemical composition of the rainwater, and rainwater is not going to clog up your Ollas in the way that a hardened water or a softened water even can at home. So stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe if you want to see that video on rain barrels, which is going to be coming soon. I tried a bunch of different prototypes and I found the one that I think is the cheapest and easiest to use with Ollas. So stay tuned and check that out. Thank you so much.